Good morning, Facebook Live. We'll be on Twitter, we'll be on LinkedIn, we'll be on Reddit as well. But good morning, Facebook Live. Happy Follow-Up Friday. Today is August 20th, and it's a great Friday. Carlos, I'm sure, will be joining us here shortly. I want to take a couple of minutes and just listen to a little bit of Brian Tracy. So, part of what I've been trying to do every morning is listen to some motivational, some inspirational information to kind of get my juices flowing, if you will. And this morning I listened to this small 4 or 5 minute clip. So I wanted to play this, and hopefully you'll find some benefit as I have this morning. So there goes Carlos. We're going to add Carlos to the stream. What's up, Carlos? What up? Can't hear you, Carlos. We can't hear you. Work on that audio. I'm going to run this Brian Tracy clip real quick. We got about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll spin back. So you can work on the audio.
One of the important lines I read as a young man was the line that the first hour is the rudder of the day. And some people call the first hour the golden hour because it sets the tone for everything that happens for the rest of the day. And you cannot take it casually. Remember, everything counts. So what are some daily morning rituals that people can practice to prepare their mind and tackle the rest of the day? I have worked with thousands of successful people, and they all have rituals or habits. Now, everyone has a daily morning ritual that they practice, whether they know it or not. Some of these habits are more beneficial than others and can prepare your mind and body for everything you have planned for that day. One beneficial habit that you can practice every morning is to get up and read 30 to 60 minutes in something uplifting and inspirational each day. When you get up in the morning and instead of reading the newspaper or watching television, you read something positive and constructive and inspiring, you set your mental stage or tone for the rest of the day. Throughout the day, from the first day that you try this, you will notice that things go better for you. You'll be calmer, you're more productive, you're more creative, you're more alert. You'll actually be more resilient and will respond more effectively when you face the inevitable ups and downs of your daily life. Just like vigorous physical exercise in the morning will prepare you to be more resilient physically during the day, positive mental exercise in the form of inspirational reading will prepare you to be more mentally fit during the day. Another great morning habit you can practice to set a strong mental stage for the rest of the day is to start your day by eating healthy, nutritious foods. Eat more fruits, vegetables, and whole grain products. Drink more fruit juice and water. Eat whole grain breakfast cereals, muffins, and yogurt, and especially high protein. At the same time, avoid fatty foods that weigh you down and tire you out. Don't eat bagels and donuts and junk food in the morning. Remember, the first meal in the morning sets you up for the whole day. The standard American breakfast of bacon and fried eggs and toast is one of the very worst combinations you can eat in the morning. Within an hour after eating these foods, you'll start to become drowsy again. All the blood in your brain will rush to your stomach to try to break down those heavy, fatty, overcooked proteins. But by starting every day with a light, healthy, nutritious breakfast, you'll have more energy hour after hour. When you start with a healthy breakfast, you'll be more alert and positive for the next few hours. You'll be more eager to get on with the day. You'll be more creative because more of your blood is available to your brain to give you ideas. You'll actually see more possibilities in everything that's going on around you. And if you eat well in the morning, you'll be a generally more cheerful person all day long. You wake up in the morning with the feeling that there's nothing that you cannot do if you put your mind to it. And if you hold that thought long enough and hard enough, it becomes true in your life. Now, you can increase your levels of optimism each day by planning every day in advance. The ideal time to plan is the night before. Make a list of everything you have to do in the coming day, and then go over the list and use the ABCDE method to set your priorities. It's amazing how much better you sleep and how much more positively you will awake when you've already pre-planned your day, when you know exactly what you're going to do and in what order. So, starting today, begin applying these beneficial morning rituals to help increase your productivity and tackle anything the day has planned for you. Get up in the morning and read for 30 to 60 minutes in something that is enlightening or inspirational rather than the newspaper. Eat a really healthy, nutritious breakfast and avoid carbohydrates and bagels and bread and bacon and things like that. And third of all, plan every day in advance. Make a list, set priorities, and then start in on your most important task the first thing. If you do these three things, you're going to have a wonderful day every day.
People ask me every day, what do I...
Carlos, we got volume? Oh, man, we got a high pitch. Got a high pitch on you. You might drop off. Why don't you drop off and try to log back in, my man? See how that goes. Hey guys, how we doing? Let me take this off the screen real quick, and we'll go back to talking about Brian Tracy. So good stuff there. So this is called, just so you know, for those of you that might be interested, this is called Good Habits and Morning Rituals for Daily Success. So I will drop in the comments a link to this on YouTube. So that you can access this and go back and listen to this if you'd like to. But Brian Tracy, Good Habits and Morning Rituals for Daily Success. So many years ago, when I was at Sprint, I had a manager who introduced me to Brian Tracy, Annette Leiter. She was a fantastic manager. Let's see if we can get Carlos back on real quick. Carlos, how you there? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my man, we're there. You're in there. I got you better now. So Carlos, I was talking about Brian Tracy, and I was introduced to him many years ago by a manager of mine called Annette Leiter at Sprint, and she gave us some materials and some tapes and stuff like that. And one of the early lessons that I learned from him was that hour of power that he talks about, that first 30 to 60 minutes of the day, which I know you share in that practice as well in terms of planning, preparation, clearing your mind. I know you do that as well, but that first hour, how important that is, right? So I know you are, because I see you always in the office very early. But talk a little bit about what you think the importance of that first hour of the day is and how it is to get some good information in and get some clarity for the day.
It is very important. To me, it's a great way to get your mind. You got to get up and get going. There's mornings that I just, you got to have time to yourself. You got to do your everyday life. You got to fit in your schedule, your personal life. And it's got to be, in the mornings, because the mornings is the best. That breakfast, makes total 100% sense.
Yeah.
Because being healthy in the morning and getting your schedule going, I feel like, to me, myself and it's just, I got a lot to do in the morning, and I got to fit it in to that time frame, and that's my time. Like this morning, I think I replied to your text at 6:30, and typically I don't. Typically I do my thing and my own thing, and I don't usually check my phone until 7, 8 o'clock. But this morning I happened to grab it, and I felt it vibrate, and I'm like, well, I better answer this. But yeah, typically I try to stay away from my phone. I try to stay away from social media in the morning. I try to focus, my mind on me and my family and what we need to do,
Yeah.
So in the mornings, I usually, I got to amp my game up. If he says 30 minutes of reading, I don't get 30 minutes of reading in the morning, but I do it sometimes like lately I've been, sitting with my wife and trying to read at night. So it kind of adds up,
Yep, it does. Yeah, it
Um,
does. It's just the act of allocating that time. Some people it's best to do in the morning. Some people it's best to do at night. Some people do in the middle of the day. It doesn't matter, right? It's the act of doing it, right? It's the creative thought that sparks, right? The creativity that sparks. Because when I'm reading, I don't know about you, when I'm reading stuff, my mind is, I'm absorbing what I'm reading, but my mind is also, ideas are just flying, they're just flying when I'm reading that stuff.
And that's the thing, like it gets you going. Once you start reading something or you start listening, even if you get up and do an audiobook, you start listening to something or you read something and it gets your mind thinking, oh, I got to do this, or I got to get on this. I got to start doing this. I got to, it gets your mind moving and it gets you thinking.
Yep.
Drinking a glass of water in the morning gets you sparked up,
Yeah.
I have water at my bedside every day, and I have to drink it just to get going.
Yeah.
It gets your blood flowing. It gets you woken up, and it gets you thinking. But you got to do your morning ritual. You got to have some kind of morning ritual. I'm going to get back to the gym. I have been, we've been walking the dogs, and that's about all the exercise, but we go on a long walk, and but I'm going to get back to the gym and doing that again. And then, because I did that from 5:30 to 6:30 every morning, 6:30, hopped in the shower, got ready for my day. And then I started working on my, personal goals, personal finances. And then, that's my personal time, and then by that time I can get to the office, hopefully by 7:30, and start working on things that I need to do for the day as well.
Right. No, that's good. That's good. I sent you a clip. I think I sent you this clip this morning when I was in the midst of doing it. And I'll send it to my son. Like, I'm listening to some stuff, I'll send it to him, because I'm trying to get him in the habit of doing the same thing, of listening to something, inspirational, motivational, educational in the morning, just to get those synapses firing, and then I loved what he also talked about the food, right? You mentioned that, like, fruits and vegetables and oats and stuff like that, because I love a good egg and toast and potato breakfast, but I do get tired. I'm like, man, I need to lay down and take a nap.
Right. I used to do that. I for sure did that, on the Saturdays and Sundays. And you know what? By 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, is it time for a nap yet?
Right.
Right. Saturdays and Sundays, I had no problems doing that, pancakes and muffins and donuts. And, I did that a lot,
Right.
But weekdays I try to not, because, it drags you down, and there's different ways that you got to get a good breakfast in. Me trying to lose weight, I do bulletproof coffee now, but nothing's going to drag me down. I got enough. I got enough to get going until noon, till lunchtime.
Yeah.
So I'm up and going, and I drink my coffee and I keep moving. But a good, bananas or fruit, something that's not going to weigh you down is the way to go, because it gets you. I used to do fruit every morning.
Yeah.
I would do bananas every morning, or I would do oranges or some kind of fruit,
Yeah.
And, it was a lot of sugar for me, and it's natural sugar. And I'm learning more that you got to get it back.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it because I know sugar is in there, but it's more natural sugar. So it's okay for me to have that,
That's right. Yeah.
The sugar I got to stay away from, and at my age, I got to stay away from that stuff. So, but yeah, it's a good breakfast is good to get you going, get you up and motivated, but you got to have a ritual. You got to have a morning schedule. And I feel some mornings it's like, man, it's not enough time still, but I'm not getting up any earlier.
Right. Right. No, I love it, man. Getting up, reading that first hour of the day, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, even 5 minutes. Let's be realistic. Even 5 minutes of reading a day is something that would be more than sufficient, and something that most of us probably don't do on a regular basis. So, Like 60 minutes can be overwhelming. 30 minutes can be overwhelming. So how about 5 minutes? Just take 5 minutes and read something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and 15 minutes is not overwhelming. It's like by the time you open the book and you start reading, you're a couple pages in, or you start listening and you're a little bit in, and then you're done. I'm telling you, 15 minutes goes fast.
Yeah. And you said a key word. You said a key word there, Carlos. You said listen. And in today's world, maybe we don't have to read a book. Maybe we can just find the book on Kindle, or find the book online, or find a book on YouTube. And that's as equally important. It doesn't matter whether it's reading or listening. Listening is as important. We can do the same thing now. This is a different age, right? This content came from years ago, but now we have audiobooks. So there's no excuse. We can throw it in our car. We can put it on our phone.
Yeah, and I kind of tend to drag on. I might read something, but then like if I'm going to work out, or if I'm on the treadmill, or if I'm at a workout, I'll either play some good music to get me going, or I will listen to an audio, as I'm going. And then usually I tend to, drag it on all morning long, I'll listen to that audio or the motivational stuff. I mean, I'll switch through it, all morning, all the way up till 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
And then, but like if I'm on the treadmill, I remember, when I was working out, 6 days, 7 days a week, I'd be on the treadmill listening to Zig Ziglar. I started from everything that I could listen to. I listened to it all again, and then I kept moving on to other people,
Yep.
But
absolutely.
I listened to that stuff while I was working out. It gets you going. It gets you thinking. It gets you, it refreshes your mind too on what you really need to do.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And then he also, the last thing he talked about was that planning of your day. And I like how he mentioned, doing it the day before, the night before, right? Where it's, it gives us some clarity when we lay down at night. We don't have things running through our head. Oh, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. It's a major contributor to lack of sleep. And it made me think about some of the things that I did for a while, which would be leave a pad on the side of the bed. Because in the middle of the night, I'd be thinking about, I got to do this. So I would just get up and I'd write it down. But boy, if I had used that practice of planning my day in advance, then I wouldn't have to work. That stuff wouldn't be there, right? It wouldn't pop up. It wouldn't affect my sleep. So I love that. Plan your next day in advance. Like do it, the night before, or as you may do or may not do, get up early. That way, you also, again, can get through the night because you're going to be getting up early to plan your day. Right. So you got to worry about that.
I sit there. To me, it's like, when I get home, it's like I'm tired for one. I try to work more, and I'm to the point where it's like, okay, I just got to get up early and get moving, and that's what, and the thing is, it's like I'm so tired and your mind is drained. To me personally, I do it in the morning because I'm up and, in the morning I'm going. That's my best time. So that's my best time to think, okay, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. Even, you don't plan, you plan your day and you look at your day, but, I planned everything. I do my, where am I at on my target for the month, for the week, and where are you at for the year? I do everything every morning, just because my mind has started and it's going and, I'm not tired and not thinking straight, so at night you can do it, if you do it in the evenings, not 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, but if you do it in the evenings, you can, when you're done and you're fresh and you're like, okay, this is what I did today. And this is what I need to do tomorrow. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just, I do it in the morning just because my mind is already moving and it's fresh. It's like, okay, what do I need to get done? Where am I at? Where am I at for the month, the week, the day, everything. So I do it. I try to do it every morning.
And the key is to do it. That's the key, right? I mean, you're more fresh in the morning. Some people might be fresh in the evening, night people, right? But the key is to do it. That's the key. It doesn't really matter. Like, don't lose track of the situation. Like the most important aspect of what he's saying is to do it. It doesn't matter when you do it, how you do it. Those are suggestions, but the most important suggestion is to do it. So whatever works for you, to do it, right? Whatever works for somebody, to do it.
And the thing is that like, I keep telling a lot of other people, it's just, if you get moving in the mornings, and get things done in the morning, your personal stuff. You still got your personal life. When you start working and you're going and work, there's not a lot of time to do for personal things. You still got to make time, but it's not like I would never be able to sit down and read in the middle of the afternoon.
Right. Right.
I might read something if I'm waiting at a doctor's appointment or something for the kids, but there's no way. But usually when I'm at a doctor's appointment or if I'm waiting, in a waiting room, I'm trying to check my emails and I'm trying to figure out answer the stuff and, answers people's text. And, I'm trying to do that stuff. So, you got to give yourself time in the mornings and the evenings to do that reading and reading and goals and make sure you eat healthy, you plan your day, check where you're at. You got to do all that. You have to do it. And morning and evenings are the best time when nobody's bothering you.
Yeah, true. Very good. For the longest, I struggle with waking up in the middle of the night and, being frustrated, thinking, man, I'm going to be tired in the morning when I get up. And I listened to Wayne Dyer, and he talked about the fact that, sometimes that quiet time is the best time for us. That's the time, right? So if I wake up in the middle of the night or early morning, it's like, don't fight it, right? Don't fight it. Embrace it, right? That maybe that's the time I need to do some meditation. Maybe that's the time I need to get up and do some planning. Don't fight it. And, once I accepted that concept of not fighting it and embracing the quiet time that I'm given, things got easier in terms of that, right? But I struggled for a while because I was so frustrated with, I'm going to be tired. But yeah, the quiet time is important. Clarity is important, right? Most of our success is achieved when we have some clarity of mind and peace of mind, and then we can really think. For years, I went on vacation and did some of my best work on vacation because I was able to think outside of the normal hustle and bustle and still enjoy the vacation, but my mind was able to think. And I think I was most productive coming off of vacations not because I worked through the vacation, but because my mind was able to slow down and think. And I was able to think and take that back and implement,
Yeah, it does. To me, vacation it slows me down. It makes me think more, but you got to take that time every day. You got to take that time to adjust your schedule or, learn what you're doing or, educate yourself some more, get some reading in, studying in. I got studying to do. I got some more tests to take. I got to get that in. Yeah. And that's my time, is my mornings. If I have to stop reading something or listening to motivational and study, then that's what I have to do. Yeah. But that's the time that I have to study. Yeah. And it's still reading. I'm still learning.
That's right. That's right. And that's the key. Continual learning, continual growth, continual learning, continual improvement. That's the key.
Always be learning.
Always be learning. Yeah. ABL, always be learning. Just like ABC, always be closing. But no, good. I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I thought this was good because this is really the mindset that, that I'm really trying to stay in. When I've had my most highest levels of success, I was taking in, 15, 30 minutes, whatever, of reading or listening. I was eating well, right? And so, I want to continue to maintain that level of achievement and health. And so I've been trying to really put more daily Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, I've been listening to these guys in the morning. That's the first thing I get into. And my energy level is there, I'm able to process. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I thought it'd be good to kind of share this morning because you know what? We got to have energy. We got to have clarity. We got to have priority in order to follow up and be effective with our follow-up. We got to have that.
Did you eat some good food there all the time? I see you eating healthy all the time.
Well, I had eggs with that kale though. And toast.
Yeah, I did see that toast. I don't mind eggs. Eggs, they say eggs, carbohydrates, but it's not eggs aren't bad. I've never had any problems with eggs. Eggs gets me going.
It's my source. Yeah, it's my source.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that is. Indeed. Every time I see you, every time I see your food porn, I see the good, healthy food in there.
Yeah, but I leave out the chips. Carlos.
You put that in later, right? After the picture.
Yeah, exactly. Cool, man. Well, hey, listen, have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the Friday. Have a great weekend, and let's catch up next week. Let's talk a little bit about our guy there that's in your office. He and I had a great conversation last night, and he was telling me some things that he's doing over at his other job, and I was like, man, if you did those on your second job, do you know what the effects would be of that? So we can talk more about that offline, and we'll talk about it next week too, because I just kind of rattled off some stuff, but all the stuff, and he was like, oh yeah, I heard you and Carlos talk about that. Oh yeah, I heard you guys talking about that. So I think it's probably good for us to talk through that again, as far as, how to really transfer some stuff that you might be doing in one job to an area where you want to be doing it, and take that success with you. That transferable skill is what they call it,
That's right. You got to do it.
Yeah, cool. All right, man. It's good to see you, my friend.
All right. We'll see you later.
Good weekend.
Hey, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.